Have you ever felt like you're doing everything you're supposed to, you're counting the calories, you're hitting the gym, but that number on the scale just refuses to move? It's an incredibly common story, and it really makes you wonder, if you have ever asked yourself this exact question, I promise you, you are not alone. That simple advice, eat less, move more, well, it usually fails because it completely ignores the bigger picture. It turns out our bodies aren't just simple calculators. They're these incredibly complex systems that are literally designed to keep us alive. You see, the reality of sustainable weight loss is that it's a whole system. It's this intricate dance between your nutrition, your activity, and a bunch of powerful internal factors like your hormones, how well you're sleeping, and even your stress levels. Think about it like this. Your body is running this super sophisticated operating system in the background, and we're about to take a look at the code. So, over the next few minutes, we're going to break this all down. First up, we'll get into why most traditional diets are pretty much set up to fail from the start. Then, we're going to redefine that whole energy equation to see what really counts. After that, we'll uncover the hidden factors that are secretly running the show. And finally, we'll piece it all together into a sustainable plan that actually works with your body, not against it. Okay, let's dive into our first section, why most diets fail. And the key to understanding this really is right there in the subtitle. Your body is way, way smarter than we give it credit for. So here's the absolute crucial point. Your body's #1 goal is survival, not fitting into a smaller pair of jeans. So when you suddenly and drastically slash your calories, your body doesn't think, oh great, a diet. It senses a famine. And in response, it smartly slows down your metabolism to conserve energy, which makes it even harder to lose weight. It's a survival instinct, and it's exactly why so many crash diets end up backfiring.
And that leads us perfectly into our second section, the real energy equation. Because if crash diets don't work, what does? Well, the answer is all about shifting our focus to balance, not just crunching numbers.
Now, yes, at the very core of weight loss, there is a scientific principle called a caloric deficit. All it means is that when you burn more energy than you take in, your body has to tap into its stored fat for fuel. Simple enough, right? But, and this is the most important part, how you create that deficit makes all the difference in the world. And this right here is the big distinction. A smart, sustainable caloric deficit is not about starving yourself. It's about being strategic. It's about choosing nutrient-packed foods that actually keep you full, managing your portions so you don't feel deprived, and just gently increasing your daily activity. It's a huge shift from focusing on the quantity of food to focusing on the quality.
Now, I love this because it makes things so incredibly simple. This is the idea of a balanced plate. You fill half your plate with fiber-rich vegetables. That gives you volume and tons of nutrients for very few calories. Then, a quarter of it is lean protein, which is key for keeping you feeling full and supporting your muscle. And that last quarter? Healthy, slow-burning carbs for energy that actually lasts. This whole approach naturally helps you manage calories while making sure you feel satisfied.
And when it comes to movement, it's time to just forget that all-or-nothing mindset. You do not need to live at the gym. The real secret is consistency, not intensity. A daily walk, choosing the stairs instead of the elevator, doing a few squats while you wait for your coffee to brew, it all adds up. The goal is just to find ways to move your body that you actually enjoy, a little more each day. Okay, so we've covered the basics of food and movement. Now we are ready for section 3. This is where we go a little deeper and look at your body's hidden factors, what I like to call the secret control panel that's really running the show behind the scenes. So meet the two most important players in your hunger game, leptin and ghrelin. Think of leptin as the hormone that says, okay, we're good, you can stop eating now, while ghrelin is the one that's shouting, I'm hungry, it's time to eat. And just look at the critical factor here. Poor sleep throws this entire system into chaos. It dials down your fullness hormone and cranks up the volume on your hunger hormone. This is why you crave junk food after a bad night's sleep. It's not a lack of willpower, it's pure physiology. And then there's stress. When you're constantly stressed out, your body is just pumping out the hormone cortisol. This isn't just a feeling, it's a chemical reaction with real physical consequences. Cortisol jacks up your appetite, specifically for those sugary, fatty, comfort foods. And then it literally tells your body to store that energy as fat, especially around your belly. It shows that managing your stress isn't just a nice idea, it's a critical part of managing your weight. And what about insulin? Well, think of insulin as the key that unlocks your cells to let sugar in for energy. But a diet that's high in refined carbs and sugar forces your body to produce a ton of these keys. Over time, the locks on your cells can get worn out and they start to ignore the signal. That's a condition called insulin resistance. The result? All that sugar is left floating in your blood with nowhere to go, so your body's only option is to store it as fat, which just leaves you feeling hungry all over again. Finally, let's talk about the incredible science of your gut. The trillions of bacteria living in your digestive system, that's your microbiome, play a surprisingly massive role in your metabolism. A healthy, diverse gut community helps you regulate your weight, but an unhealthy one is linked to weight gain. So feeding those good bacteria with things like fiber-rich veggies and fermented foods can make a huge difference from the inside out. Okay, so with all these hidden factors in mind, hormones, stress, gut health, how in the world do we put it all together? Well, that brings us to our final section, building a plan that's actually sustainable. This isn't about restriction, it's all about making smart substitutions. This slide lays it out perfectly. Instead of sugary drinks, hydrate with water. Instead of refined white bread that's going to spike your blood sugar, choose something like fiber-rich oats or beans for steady energy. You upgrade from fried foods to lean proteins like chicken and fish. Every single small swap is like a vote for better hormonal balance and healthier metabolism. And here is one of the absolute simplest, most effective habits you can build. Just aim for about 2 liters of water a day. You know, it's surprisingly common for our brains to mistake thirst for hunger. So staying properly hydrated can help you manage those cravings, improve your digestion, and it even gives your metabolism a small but really meaningful boost. So when you put it all together, the main thing to take away is this. Sustainable weight loss is not about finding some magic pill or a secret workout. It's about having a smart, holistic strategy. It's about understanding your body's unique operating system and then making consistent, informed choices that support everything: your sleep, your stress, and your hormones. And that leaves us with one final and, I think, powerful thought. For years, we've been taught to see weight loss as this constant battle, a fight against our cravings, a fight against our own bodies. But what if we reframed that whole idea? Instead of fighting your body, what if you finally started working with it? That partnership, that might just be the key to the sustainable results you've been looking for all along.